Hey everybody, Tekking101 here. Now I know you haven't heard from me in a while, and you know, on my Facebook fan page and everything, I kind of just said I was sick, which that was like kind of a little white lie, because that way I could just say, it's like, oh, okay, well, what really happened would just take me way too long to explain in text form. So I figured, okay, I'll just say I'm sick, and then when I have time, I'll make a video explaining exactly what happened. Okay, so here we are. All right, so. Basically what happened was, last week, you know, I was at my college, and I'm sitting there, and you know, I'm sitting around with my friends Abby and Nathan, and we always go out to eat, so I figured, okay, where do you guys want to eat? And we had a craving for this Chinese restaurant that was right next door. Okay, so, you know, we all get up, and we all go over to the next door Chinese restaurant. We're walking, and we're talking about random stuff or whatever, and I'm thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get me some egg rolls, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this big freaking Mack truck just plows into the side of the freaking building, like gone, like just that, like bam. So like the freaking restaurant catches and freaking combusts, blows up, freaking takes out half the plaza. People are running around all over the freaking place. Nathan is bleeding to death on the asphalt. So, you know, me and Abby are looking at this massive carnage all over the place, like what the hell just happened? So, you know, we're looking at that, and then meanwhile, this freaking airplane, because there's an airport right next to my college, freaking airplane flies out of the sky and slams into the side of the freaking mountainside. You know, just holy shit, right? Okay, so we're watching all this stuff going on, and we're sitting there and on. You know, I'm honestly more just disappointed in the fact I'm not going to get any egg rolls. You know, I just look at her, I'm just like, okay, so does this mean we're not going to get egg rolls? Because if that's the case, then yeah, we need to, I need to talk to somebody about this, like, right now, okay? So, you know, people are running all over the place trying to, you know, not get killed by flaming debris that's falling from the sky. And, you know, so we decided, okay, maybe we should just go back to the college, because, you know, this is a little bit heated out here. So we walk back into our college, and then, out of freaking nowhere, this freaking zombie pops out of nowhere, like freaking zombies all over my college. I'm like, okay, what the hell? So, you know, zombies attack us. They bite Abby, freaking rip her jugular vein out, throw her on the ground. And, you know, of course, I'm into like anime ninja shit, so I can just like, you know, take one, break his arm, smack him against the freaking wall. He's gone. He's down. You know, I take out like a good 5 or 6 zombies, but after a while, I realize, okay, I'm probably going to need a weapon. Luckily, my college has a pool table, so I grabbed a pool cue, broke it in, like, separated in 2 halves, so I have like spinning, you know, sticks, like some like kind of like dual wield, like in Sword Art Online. So I'm wiping out zombies that way. So, you know, I take care of it pretty efficiently after that. So, you know, after a while I figure, okay, probably shouldn't stay in the college. So I leave my college and I head over to the other side of my plaza, which includes a grocery store. Now, of course, since I live in Western Pennsylvania, most of the grocery stores contained a very high assortment of weaponry. So, you know, I go in there and I load up on like handguns, assault rifles, freaking anti-aircraft missiles, ballistic missiles, fragmentation grenades, freaking 50 cals, got a freaking katana sword in there. So, you know, all the survivors are kind of getting together and grabbing all these weapons. You know, we clear out the grocery store, we get our weapons, so we're good to go, and everyone's just like, okay, alright, so, you know, zombies are taking over the world, what the hell are we gonna do? So I look at them, I'm like, okay, does anyone here know anything about zombies? And of course, nobody knew anything, because, you know, like, they have more important stuff to worry about. See, like, I've been preparing for this shit my whole life, so I'm ready to go. So I'm like, okay, first thing we need to do is go and maybe get out of the populated area zone, like the hot zone, because, you know, there's like, the military's going to start showing up and mowing down people, zombies all over the place, planes falling out of the sky. You know, we can't deal with this, okay? So we, you know, we regroup. There's some kids from my college there that managed to get out too. There's the guy, he's an ex-military guy, so he knows how to work up, like, make bombs, C4 and Semtex and all that shit. So, you know, we load up. Of course, I just have, you know, I keep it basic. You know, there's people running around with freaking armed to the, like, AK-47s and freaking missile launchers on their backs. You know, I keep it simple. I have 2 handguns, a couple of fragment grenades, and I have that, like, a badass katana sword on my back. So, you know, I'm good to go. So we all load up in this Humvee, and we head on out to, you know, where we just, like, basically try to get away from the city in any way possible. But as we're driving away, we figure, well, like, okay, well, you know, we got away, but we really don't have that many supplies, so we need to really pick up as much as we can get, and then we need to go and hide somewhere, like find someplace secluded and reinforce ourselves. So I'm like, okay, so we're on the road for a little bit there, and eventually we stumble past this mall. and we're figuring, okay, mall is probably not the smartest place to go because this is like the place where pretty much every looter in the freaking county would go, but, you know, we figure, okay, it's probably worth it, so we head into this mall, and, you know, the people I was with are freaking morons. They're going around taking medical supplies, and food, and water, and all that shit, you know, I'm like, am I the only one here that has a freaking brain? I head immediately into the freaking Barnes & Noble, and I start, like, loading my knapsack full of freaking manga, and anime, and all the freaking, like, they had a freaking 50-volume box set, limited edition Dragon Ball, the entire Dragon Ball series. I'm like, do you guys not see this? So I'm loading up all this anime swag, you know, I pick up everything I need, and then I head over to the DVD store, and I'm throwing down all these DVDs, and everyone's looking at me like I'm some kind of crazy man. I'm like, hey, listen, you know, wherever we find a place to set up and fortify, we're gonna need stuff to entertain and pass the time. Like, did you ever see the Dawn of the Dead? You know, Dawn of the Dead remake of 2004? Those guys held up inside of the mall, and we would have done that too, if except for the fact that, you know, a helicopter kind of crashed on it, kind of a breach in security there. But you know, so, you know, like, those guys were in a mall. They were entertained. If we find any place to hold up, we're gonna need some entertainment. So that's why I grabbed all this anime. So, you know, that we leave the mall, and you know, we were on the road for a little bit there, and eventually, you know, after a couple days, we stumbled across this prison, you know, out in the middle of this country, just like random prison. And I'm like, okay, prison, awesome, cool. So, you know, we hang out in this prison, and it's pretty good for a couple of days. You know, we each have a bed to sleep in, all that stuff. We have cafeteria working, generators or everything. We have power, so we're pretty good. You know, I'm sitting there. I swipe the TV from one of the guard areas. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just watching some Sekirei Pure Engagement, and oh, that's another thing too. Like, trying to find some alone time in the zombie apocalypse. My God, it's freaking difficult. Okay, so I'm like, I gotta freaking like hide away on the other side of the prison. You know, every time I want some alone time, it's just damn it. Okay, it's just encumbering, you know? So, you know, we're in the prison for a couple days, and eventually this asshole shows up with, like, his entire posse of, like all these, like, they have all these, like, Humvees and all this heavy artillery shit, and this guy walks out. He has, like, freaking one eye or something. I forget his name. I think his name was, like, the Senator or something. Anyway, he shows up and just like, hey, we can't have you living in this prison because, you know, I have a base of operations down the road. I can't have you guys living here, you know, causing our trouble. And I'm like, hey, dude, we didn't even do anything to you. He's like, yeah, well, you will. So, you know, this guy is crazy, right? So, you know, we fight him back because we have heavy artillery too, so we managed to fight him back. Plus, we have, like, really, we're in a prison. We have heavy walls. Then after that's over, we have a lot of conversation. Like, what should we do? Should we go and maybe, you know, go back to this guy's town and take the fight to them, or should we stay here? And for some reason, I feel like that conversation would have lasted several episodes. I mean, days. But instead, I figure, you know, we got a lot of, like, explosives. Why don't we just drive, like, the outskirts of this town and just, you know, light the motherfucker up and just kill everybody, and that way we don't have to deal with this guy anymore. So, yeah, that's what we did. We load up on, like, some pipe bombs, C4. We figured out how to make napalm, like this gelled shit. Like, it's not actually napalm, but, you know, some kind of flammable gel, so whatever the gel sticks to, it, like, combusts. So we figured out how to make that. So we drive over to the outskirts of this town. We make some, like, makeshift, like primeval catapults. Oh, man, it was freaking great. We just lit this whole freaking town up. And, so, yeah, we killed the senator and all of his followers, and there was a little bit debate there about, I was like, oh, there's innocent people inside. He's like, yeah, that's true, there are innocent people, but, you know, they kind of they tried to kill us first, so, you know, that's not really, that shouldn't be any strain on anybody's conscience. So, you know, after we commit, like, mass slaughter, essentially, of an entire population. Oh, by the way, there was also this dude there. He was the girl I had on crush on in high school. It was her ex-boyfriend. Oh my God, I had fun popping his skull full of some copper-coated candy. Let me tell you that much. All right, so, you know, we have a blast. We have some pretty good fun, and you know, so we head back to the prison and we hang out there for a couple of days. You know, and the zombies are still coming, but, you know, we got a handle on the situation. You know, we're good to go. But, you know, after a while, I figure, okay, maybe we should probably, you know, like, I'm kind of bored hanging out at this prison, so, you know, we got to figure out something to do here. So, you know, I figure, okay, well, what would Ichigo do in this situation? So, I took out my Zanpakuto, I went to Jinzen to try to discuss this with my inner spirit, who told me that, yeah, okay, so, you know, you're probably going to have to come up with some Deus Ex Machina power that will never be mentioned ever again, and that should probably kill the zombies. So I'm like, okay. So I come out and I go Bonkai, and I go into my super awesome mega uber mode, and I basically convert the entire sky into an electrical current, which pretty much zaps every non-living entity in the entire world, killing every zombie simultaneously. So, you know, after that, I'm like, okay, there you go, problem solved. So, you know, then we all head back to our homes and families, and, you know, remarkably, the reconstruction effort went remarkably well. Like, all the buildings are already back up, and, you know, like, everything's fine. So, yeah, it's been a couple nutty past 4 days, let me tell you. You know, luckily the internet was up the entire time. I mean, I guess, you know, priorities, right? So, you know, I still upload Facebook and, you know, everything. So, you know, in terms of a zombie apocalypse, was not really that bad as most television shows and movies stated it was, but, you know, we got out of it okay. We got out of it pretty okay. So, just wanted to let you guys know what was really up with my absence, and hope to be making some more videos soon, okay? Okay, see you guys, Tekking101 signing out.